All right. So this is the apartment gym that started it all for me. Okay. This came out 8 years ago. I remember. Fuck. So I would have been 18 when I saw 18, 19 when I saw this. I remember seeing this video and it fucking blowing my mind about having. I was like, oh shit, I can just put the gym in my apartment. So this was like when I kind of had an epiphany. I was like, what the fuck am I doing wasting all this time at public gyms? I don't have time between work and school to do this. Like I'm gonna put it into my apartment. After I saw this video, it was like eye opening, and I never went back. So we're gonna kind of go down a trip down memory lane, and we're gonna react to this JUJi Mufu's original apartment gym that inspired me, and I think I hope it's. I remember when I looking back, I remember it being so badass. So let's see how it holds up over 8 years. Okay. All right, right off the bat, yeah, I remember seeing this like squat rack in there. That was like huge to me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even really know at that time you could like put a squat, you could like get a squat rack, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, you can just go on Rogue's website and just order one. Like, you don't have to be, it ain't that hard. They'll just ship it to your door. So fuck, this is like so cool to fucking see again. But yeah, let's see what he's got here. I mean, you can already see, you can see he's got his fucking desk set up in here. Um, that's fucking incredible, and that's the shit you gotta do when you're in spaces like this. You've gotta, you've gotta let it bleed in. And you know what's crazy? You can see the island he's got over there. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, look at that layout for a second. That looks exactly like my old apartment.
It does.
Like where the kitchen was, and then that little space where squat rack is just like the apartment I had last time. So this is fuck. I'm getting nostalgic. All right,
His old school chalkboard.
that is badass. Very professor like. All right, here we go.
Based on your guys' request, I'm showing you my home workout area. Okay? It's in the dining room of my apartment. So this video is for you. Okay? So this isn't just about me showing you my toys and my tools. I'm going to show you those. I'm going to show you why I selected.
He looks so much different. Man, 8 years has done a lot. I mean, he's way fucking more muscular now. But damn, I mean, this is making me feel old. Shit. He's still got the good hair though. Still got the good hair.
What I selected. and what that's for, what I'm using these things for, but also I'm going to go over a little bit about the philosophy of why you should invest in some of your own equipment and put it in your home. Okay? So now let's start with the tour, and then I'll go on to the reasons why you need to buy some shit for yourself later in this video. Okay, so there's quite a lot of stuff sitting around here, lots of trinkets, doodads, and obviously it's jam-packed full of stuff. This is in my dining room, so...
And I don't know if you caught that.
Jam-packed
the floors.
Full of stuff.
This is, yeah, just a little something like... That I did the same thing. Like, he's got... I don't know what kind he's got there, but I went with the horse mat route. This is what we still have now. I literally just cut the fucking carpet out of my kitchen or the room next to the kitchen and just put those mats in there because I knew when I move out, they're just going to fucking rip it up anyways. And they always do that. They say, oh, we're putting in new carpet. They do that every new tenant. They just throw in a new carpet. So I didn't care, I knew I was going to live there like a year and then move out. So yeah, I just ripped it up, put that on there underneath the squat rack, and saves you all the heartache. Like your floors will be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
This is in my dining room. So right here is my bathroom. Right over there is my kitchen. Here's my living room. My office is right in here. So it is right, seriously, in the middle of my house. It is in the very heart of my apartment.
Man, I just love, I don't know, like this just, it's so cool to see somebody go from this to what he's got now. I don't expect to ever have a fucking, he has like a $200,000 barn gym, but it'll be nice to see. Eventually, we'll do something where we look back at where, like, even what we have now was way nicer than I thought I'd ever have compared to what I did. And whenever we upgrade to a house, I'll be excited to see how that plays out. But this is just giving me this is good.
Right here is my squat rack. Okay, so this is a Rogue Monster RM6 version 1.0, which I bought on their website.
Yeah, I want to say my first one was the RM4. No, it wasn't the RM4. Hold on.
Around Black Friday, and I saved about 25% because I did that. So if you're buying any Rogue products, especially racks,
Yeah, I think I got
rigged,
the RM4. That was when they didn't have many options, and I got it in red. I got it in fucking red. We might throw a picture up of it, but
Yeah, you have to.
I sold that not too long ago. I sold it like a year ago, and yeah, it's still it was still a good squat rack. It's great.
wait until that sale. It's the only sale they have all year round. Okay, so this is 1-inch hardware, not the standard 5/8 inch of a rack. You can Google those terms yourself to know the difference. What you need to know is that 5/8 inch is just perfectly fine. This flooring is actually, it's puzzle mat, so there. See that? The tolerance is really good.
That stuff's pretty thin.
It looks
I would. It's been a while since I've looked, but I thought I remember looking that the horse mats are pretty much same price as like mats like this. I know people gripe about the horse mats. I don't see any problem with them. Like you go to a Tractor Supply, get them. If they need to air out, just air them out for a day outside. And I mean, I don't know. I think that they're fucking great. They're way thicker than this. I think they do a good job at dampening sound. But anyways.
This brand. I don't know. It wasn't very expensive. I'd say I paid a couple $100 for this flooring altogether. I am extremely
That's pretty good then. I mean, if that's what you get, if you have that stuff lying around, I would just use that. But
satisfied with the quality of it. And I would recommend buying speckled. Okay, so you notice I have gray speckled pattern. The reason you do that is because when you're chalking up,
okay, I'm gonna agree and disagree. Like, I guess where I'll disagree is I used to use chalk all the time. I almost never use chalk anymore. It's been a long time since I've used chalk. I'm sure I'll go through a phase where I use it again. I don't ever remember it being that big of a deal. Like I've got fully black mats, and even when I was using chalk, I used my regular vacuum, and it would clean it up just fine. And then what I'll do is probably every 3 or 4 months, because it's not very much square footage, I'll just go in there and I'll just take a damp rag and I'll just spot clean it for anything that like the vacuum won't get up. And so I think that the speckling, I don't think it's as big as a deal as people used to think. Like my gym does not. It's full black. The carpets are full black and like, or the mats are, and like you don't notice them being dirty.
I mean,
I do vacuum it
Yeah.
every other day.
it does show like every speck of dirt on the black. I get why you'd want to get speckled. I don't know, but you vacuum it every day, so.
I don't know. To me though, I don't know. Maybe it's an aesthetic thing. I just vacuum it every other day, so like I never really notice it, and I kind of like to know when it is dirty, because I don't want to be. I don't know.
shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! For lifts, or you just drop dust and stuff gets dirty. You don't want just plain black flooring. You want something speckled. So this flooring was actually really cheap. It is in wood. Some people have commented about, what about cracking the floor in your apartment? No, not a problem. It's not a.
Yeah, I've never. I don't know where this. Maybe in some really shitty homes or apartments it happens, like where you're lifting super fucking heavy. I've never heard of like actual like floor damage, like unless you're like maybe doing overhead like Olympic fucking whatever. I don't do CrossFit shit, so I don't know. If you're doing like power cleans and jerks or whatever, and you're dropping them from head height on like maybe thin metal plates, I could probably see you doing some damage. But like, man, if you got thick rubber mats, like I don't think people need to worry about. if you're make sure you're on the first floor though.
Yeah.
Like, no way we could do this second floor. I've always made, and I don't want that liability. I don't want that risk. If you're gonna if you're gonna do an apartment gym, you need to do it on the first floor. Like, I would not fuck around with it on the second floor. And like I don't think that's even a joke. Like, I think you could legit like collapse and kill somebody. So yeah, if you're thinking about doing an apartment gym, I always first floor only. I like, there were apartments I looked over because they were good apartments, but second floor I was like, fuck no, I'm not risking that. And I've never had an apartment care about me putting a gym. Like, I had one, the one I had last time. They kind of like asked me, like they were kind of like, first of all, I'd already signed the lease, so they couldn't do shit. But they saw, like, they came in for like an inspection or some shit, and they saw like my squat rack and everything, and they'd never seen that before. And I could tell they were even worried about the floors, but I explained it to them, and they couldn't do shit about it anyways. And we never had any issues. So, yeah, just make sure you're on the first floor. And I wouldn't worry about damage to your floors as long as you've got the rubber mats on them. You'll probably be fine. But I always used bumper plates just to make sure. But
Problem at all.
Karate! Karate! Karate!
I do have a landmine under here. I got it because, honestly, when you buy a rack, you might as well just buy all the accessories with it. So the Monster Rack has quite a lot of different attachments you can get for the rack. So I do use the landmine mainly for...
yeah, you got a rack, you got to get the landmine. But man, this was back when like there really weren't that many attachments. You know what I mean? Like, now there is like there's new ones coming out every day basically. But yeah, I remember the landmine being like a big like, holy fuck, like I can do so much with this now. But oh.
a little conspicuous. This, I've created a standing desk. All right. In my rack. Now, it doesn't actually...
See, I love this because, I don't know. This is one of those things where this is kind of the philosophy I bring to, like anything. Like I'm not just saying like multi-purpose everything and like but when it comes to small space living, like you can put a desk inside your squat rack and if you do it right, it'll look good. And I just feel like people, they always think like, oh, like how could I possibly? That's why I think having like you can make the space for a gym because you can put so many things in and around it because the basic structures to the gym are so modular. Because you're using a lot of just like posts and like, so you can like do interesting things like putting desks in there, in little workspaces, and I feel you can make it look clean and it still be functional. And I remember seeing that and being like, that just kind of like a light bulb in my head when I was like 18, where I was like, oh yeah, like I can make it work. Like it doesn't need to be, not everything has to be so like segmented.
And
I
it's
guess.
not about making everything multi-purpose for no reason. It's about like just doing whatever you want and making it work for you.
Yeah.
In the way. I did that because I got tired of sitting down when I was doing work, and I do something called stupid supersets. So sometimes if I'm doing a workout, just one that is just kind of like put the work in, but there isn't much emotional involvement inside of it, I'll just do the reps.
See, that is the beauty right there. Like, this is why you have to get a home gym. Like, I mean, this guy doesn't even have kids. I don't even have kids yet, but I know, like, if I'm going to maintain any, a good level of physicality when I have kids and just how busy our lives have been. I mean, this is like, we've legit done this where we're doing work, we're doing school, and we're just going back and forth between our sets because like that's the only way we can fit it in. And I mean, that is, yeah. I mean, if you didn't have the home gym, you're just not going to the gym that day, or you're gonna hate the session you have because you're rushing and you're worrying about work. I don't know. This is you start to realize when you start doing stuff like this because you have to, like, it actually works just fine. Like, I think I used to think, before working out at home a lot, like I was like, man, I like my sets have to be perfectly timed and my rest between sets has to be perfect and everything's got I got to have my music and everything. Fuck no. Like if you you just hit your sets, work really fucking hard whenever you go to do your set, work really fucking hard, and then you'll be fine. Like yeah, if you rest 2 minutes or 4 minutes between a set, it doesn't matter. Like do what you need to do, cook your steak or whatever while you're working out, and like you'll be surprised where you're like, oh yeah, like all this little minutia of working out really doesn't matter that much. Like I can just get it done, and
Yeah. I cook all the time while I'm working out.
yeah, I mean, might as well. You might as well. You have the downtime to do it.
Between sets, I will just, work on stuff on the computer, or, when I'm not working out, it is my standing desk. It is extremely quick to change out. To get the room in the back of the rack, I only need it for when I'm doing cables. So we could talk a second about this pulley system I have mounted on here. It attaches right there. It is a Spud Inc. Econo.
I remember. Yeah, this was the way it used to be. I never got one of these because I always knew that I was like, I'm not going to take the time to set that up, and I just felt like I was going to be disappointed with the. I should have just tried it, because they were cheap, but I ended up just getting the body solid. Like I ended up like just being like, no, I'm just gonna get a full on cable machine, and that was when they were like, I mean that body solid is like a commercial, like it was difficult to assemble, difficult to ship. It was like came in like a fucking UPS like special delivery. Like I had to get it delivered to my parents' house. Because I couldn't even have, like, they needed like a driveway to drop it off into, and I couldn't do it in my apartment. And then I had to haul it from there, like in pieces, to the apartment. Yeah, that was. But so yeah, I mean, it was either you use shit like this, or you get like some weird body solid, or whatever. Like they did not have the options we have now. But I mean, I haven't used them, but. I've heard people say they do the job. I mean, I should probably just get a cheap one, just try it out. But
Pulley, and there's a low pulley system too, so I can do triceps and biceps with a pulley attachment in my apartment. Those are very cheap. Those are only
yeah, I mean $100. I mean, I haven't done this, but I think this is if you're playing the budget game because you have to. Fucking get one of these. Get one of these. Maybe even now. I'm sure now they have way more for around that price range, but I mean, this can't be that bad. I mean, I'd honestly just get 2 or something, and that way I have like, I don't have to change weights all the time. I have like my 2 main movements, something like that.
couple $100 for both of them together, and they are almost as good as the cable stacks at the gym. The bumper plates are Pindley. I use rubber because I want to drop them. So these aren't breadcrumb plates. Breadcrumb plates are these.
Yeah, just to be nice to your neighbors, get the bumper plates if you're in an apartment. We've got some metal plates, but I mean, I've been loud in my gym, but I've never had anybody complain about noise, even when deadlifting. And dropping weights, and I think it's just because I've always used bumper plates, and I'm not working out crazy into the night anymore. And if I do work out crazy into the night, I'm not an asshole about it. Like I'm not grunting and screaming and throwing shit around. So yeah, just get the bumper plates, and then you won't have to worry about like the little drops here and there.
So these aren't breadcrumb plates. Breadcrumb plates are these. I supplement with breadcrumb plates like these for smaller amounts of weight, but I would not recommend acquiring a collection of plates that are breadcrumb. A couple iron pieces there, okay? And let's talk about barbells. This is a piece of crap, but really, I have an emotional attachment to this barbell because this barbell is the barbell that I learned how to deadlift on.
That's cool to see, because I just watched a recent video and he still has that thing. And see, I got the very first barbell I had.
Yeah.
I literally think I threw it away.
That's crazy.
Like it would, like I should have kept it. Well, because like you know how I like to declutter. Like I don't like shit, like unnecessary shit, and I was just like, I'm not using it, so fuck it, I'll get rid of it. I really do.
What bar was
It was a shitty cat barbell from Play It Again Sports. Horrible knurling. I think it was even bent. It was so bad. But it was my first one, and I got it for like $50. I remember at Play It Again, and I could barely fit it in my fucking Geo Prism I had when I was like in high school. Oh my god, I remember coming home with that. My parents were like, "What the?" Like they were like, "Why the fuck did you get a barbell?" They thought I was nuts. I was like, "I'm gonna practice deadlifting in the garage." Damn, I should have kept that. I should have kept that, but I'm glad he kept his.
When I was 17 years old, it is the very first barbell I've ever did a deadlift with. And when my gym closed in 2009, my old one, I took it with me. And it is an old friend, and this is why I continue to use this bar. I think you guys may be bedazzled by this pegboard with a bunch of crap hung up and strewn in the corner that looks kind of ominous or complicated. Really what it is I can quickly just point out every...
What were we just saying? Pegboards, man. Yeah, you gotta have a pegboard. It's just the easiest, simple solution. Honestly, I do think we could use some more. I do. We might have to, because we've got stuff kind of strewn about now.
I have in this corner, and this is going to be a pair of rings, which I can mount up there. This is a cross core, which is something like a free pulley system rings. This is strapping for stretching. These are all obviously pulley handles, dip belt, straps, cuffs, tons of bands. I almost forgot one of my favorite things in this world is this thing called a bicep blaster. The bicep blaster is, I would say, something classic bodybuilding culture, but it's probably one of the best things in existence for isolating your arms.
I've got one of those, and I've used it like once, and I don't know if like I adjusted it wrong or something, but like it just did not feel right. So I don't know. We'll have to pull it out. Now that I think about it, we're gonna pull it out and try it out soon. But everyone, I'm sure it is great. I know I'm just using it wrong or I've like got it too high or something because everybody loves them. We'll try it out.
Anything that isn't a preacher curl or using some sort of external thing to keep your biceps isolated. So I use it heavily. This is obviously a log. This thing is kind of cool. This is called a core hammer, I think. It's basically the black ball on Marble Madness on a stick. Which you smack things with, like diglets.
You can see, hold on. You can see, hold on, we'll get
Which
there.
you smack things with, like diglets.
You see that fucking drywall? That was like every I've been able to avoid it mostly here, but like, man, my last apartment, because it was so, we even have it a little bit here just because it's so tight, but prepare for that to happen. Maybe if you want to protect yours somehow for your apartment, if you're worried about it, but that's going to happen. You're going to chip the fuck out of those corners. Yeah, there's no way to avoid it.
This is my man cave, I suppose. So just a bunch of crap sitting around. Obviously, calculators, supplements, pens, coffee maker, my notebooks, my coffee collection. Obviously, I have my own coffee blend.
Chimera coffee. Did you ever drink that?
No.
Man, I remember I definitely got psyoped. I bought this. I bought the Chimera coffee. I was drinking that a lot.
Infused with nootropics.
Yeah, I was very susceptible, 18-year-old. But yeah, it was good coffee though. I remember not liking it. But
2 days. Did not know. It is the best coffee in the world. Supplements, posters of various things that I like, chalkboard, you name it, clothes hanging on the wall. I basically just turned this into my man cave. And yeah, car seat, fan. I mean, that's basically it. The sky's the limit. This is basically my little...
I did have those like plyo boxes, and we got rid of those just because I felt like we weren't getting enough use, and they just take up so much space. But just in general, I mean, the aesthetic in here, I fucking love, like, I don't know if it's just because I'm looking back at like what I kind of used to have, and like this is like my first, introduction to it, but like there's something really cozy about this. And yeah, and I probably will, like, even though I want to get the fuck out of here, like there will probably be a part of me that like misses like just this, like, I don't know, you're just forced with your limitations, you're just forced to be creative in the way you work out. But yeah, let's see what else he's got.
Out area. All right, so show and tell is done. So again, some of these are just toys, things I just wanted, and some of these things are tools, things that I really benefit from in my craft. Now let me tell you why you should get some of your own equipment, okay? I really suggest you buy some stuff for yourself and stick it in your house. Start with the essential, which is a barbell and some plates. Anyone can benefit from the.
That's huge. Like we'll watch this a little bit longer, but just get some barbell and plates. Like I've been seeing a little bit of that. I think it's Atlas Shrugged. You seen his stuff? The guy who wears like jeans and he's got like the aviator fucking look with the mustache, and he like works out with just like a barbell and plates, like in his fucking apartment parking lot, like doing weird like Zercher lifts and everything. And the dude's like jacked as fuck. Like, I mean, truly, like, just get a barbell and plates, because what you'll end up doing is even if it's just like one day a week, you'll be like, fuck it, I'll just do like deadlifts today, like a deadlift only workout, and that's like a, if you ever done a deadlift only workout, like it's enough, okay, like it'll wipe you out, but and like you'll be like, oh yeah, like, and as soon as you do it in your own space, you'll be like, yeah, this is so much fucking better, but. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've been doing this a while, but we'll cut it down. But I mean, this is making me feel. I mean, this is giving me the nostalgia. This is why we got into it in the first place. And it's cool to see where he's at now. Mm-hmm. But I mean, yeah, this is kind of when it all started, like. Yeah, 8 years ago was when like the gym space was kind of blowing up a little bit, and it was still like really niche back then. But yeah, and this is what inspired it all for me. Yeah, I appreciate JUJi, I guess, for fucking opening my eyes. Yeah, we're done.